Welcome to FY25 Academic Department Review Year, Work Period 2. For this work period, we're going to start by welcoming peer reviewers. Peer reviewers, remember, you're always going to be working one period behind what the chairs are doing. So this being work period 2 means you're going to be working through work period 1 posts that the chairs made. Let's talk a little bit about how you can find that work. First, directly below this video, there are 4 sets of links. I'm going to jump down to the bottom 2. The third one is my office hours. In case you have any questions, want to meet, ask, talk about anything, feel free to hop in those. If those don't work and you want to meet at a different time or you want to email me your questions, you can do that with the bottom link. The very top link is for chairs. That's the schedule that they're following. For peer reviewers, you want to use the second link down, which is the schedule for the work you're going to be doing. When you click on that, it will take you to a file that has the various work periods outlined. You can see at the top, work period 1 has already been done by chairs. We then have the meeting from Friday where peer reviewers attended, and then what is known as work period 2, the one that we're in, again, where depending on the type of program, either CTE, transfer, or adult ed on the side, peer reviewers will be going back and making replies and edits to the posts that chairs made for work period 1. So, how do you go about and find that work? First, in the left corner of the screen is the main menu page for this course on Canvas. The most important one that you'll want is the third button down, which is modules. When you click modules, it will take you to a page. And because peer reviewer work, again, is always one period behind the chairs, you will have to scroll down because at the top of modules is work period 2, down below it is work period 1. You will see that the programs are split up and listed by type, CTE, transfer, or adult ed. You will then have to go into, for CTE, the 3 different discussion boards or the 1 discussion board for transfer and adult ed to make your replies. When you click on one of them, it will take you to the discussion board where is the prompt that the chairs had for answering that section. There is a file with previous examples from programs in years before this one. The most important thing for peer reviewers is you are not clicking the reply button here. That creates a new post. Rather, what you're doing is you're scrolling down until you find the post made by your program. The first thing you should see is the chair that you're partnering with to be their peer reviewer, and then the title of the post should always start with the program. So here I've taken Teresa's post for library as the example. You can see she's written out a lot of information, which is really good. It may be hard to see, but down here in the bottom left corner is the button to reply. This, at the post of the chair whose program you're reviewing, is the button you want to click to reply. There's 2 things that you want to include in your reply for the program. The first is comments and suggestions, and then the second thing you want to do is you want to copy and paste everything that the chair has in their original post, and then any edits or changes that you make, highlight those in yellow, red, something that's easy to see. This way the chair will very quickly be able to see where you've made changes to their original text. And then when academic department review leadership goes through and views each of these, it will also be very easy for us to go through and see where changes are made. Here is the last bit of information that applies to everybody, chairs and peer reviewers. So again, peer reviewers here for work period 2, you're going back to the work period 1 discussion boards and replying to the post or posts, depending on if you have CTE, they have 3, and transfer and adult ed have 1, that the chairs did from work period 1. Program chairs for work period 2, you're doing a couple of things. You were introduced at the meeting on Friday to the data dashboards, and the link for that is right here that you can go in and begin pulling and analyzing data for the sections for work period 3. And then you also have to complete the sections for work period 2. We call these low-hanging fruit sections because they should be relatively easy to answer without having to do too much research. You will likely have to talk to colleagues in your program, look at your previous report, and maybe do a little bit of looking at how many classes or whatever the question might be that your program offers, but not as deep of a dive into data as the work period 3 sections. One thing to note, in CTE there are 2 sections that are now in red, and in transfer there are 1. Upon further review of those sections, it was determined that those are college provided answers, so those sections do not appear on Canvas in this work period. We're shifting them to work period 6 near the end of the fall semester when we're looking at the sections where the college has provided the answer. Please keep working hard. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Liliana, or Melissa. We're always here to help.